Good afternoon. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing look-aheads instead of reviews and recaps prior week. The reason being is we want to bring more of a value add and give you more of a situation where you'll be able to prepare for what's coming. Now, in truth, during earnings season, a lot of things that you would normally be looking at don't necessarily come into play because you're not really as macro, you're more micro based, which means you're looking at individual stocks, individual names, as opposed to sectors. So because of that reason, we're going to focus specifically on earnings, which companies are reporting, what to look for, where potentially things could go. At the end, we're going to link a video that we had done last week on how to play earnings, which I think will be a good supplemental. Let's get right into it. So Monday, I'm not going to focus on the earnings in the morning. There are a couple. We're going to just start with the afternoons. I think that's where things start to get a little bit more interesting. So the first one that's going to be reporting Monday after the bell is NXPI or NXP Semiconductor. Semis are going to be very much in focus. They're going to be looking for not necessarily earnings, but guidance as it relates to China. Where do they see the businesses going? So some of these things could be very much in play. So NXP Semi really is the first one to kick it off. So I would be looking there, number one. Now you do have in the morning Verizon and Domino's and Cliffs do report. I don't think they're going to be as important as NXP. So just keep that in mind. Tuesday is where it starts to get interesting. So on Tuesday morning, there are three defense companies that are reporting. So you have Lockheed, you have RTX, and then you have Northrop Grumman. I would be paying attention to all three of them. So let's just review again quickly. I'm going to go through this as fast as we can. Lockheed technically hasn't really been doing much. Depending on what they say, I would be looking not necessarily at the overall. What I would be looking at is how have their sales been? Obviously, we have had some global conflict going on, especially in the last quarter. We had some conflict in the Middle East. Lockheed, RTX, and Northrop were potential winners in that. So I would take a look at what their sales were like, how it contributed to earnings, as well as what do they see things going moving forward, because there still is the Russia-Ukraine conflict going on. So I would be paying attention to that. If you look at Lockheed, hasn't really been doing much. RTX is looking great. This could be a situation where you could have a buy the rumor, sell the news. It has been moving up. Lockheed doesn't have that same type of thing, but RTX does. It has had a big move, so don't be surprised by that. And then obviously Northrop, take a quick look. There's definitely room in here to go, probably up to these highs. Maybe we get up to these highs, depending, but I think this is more realistic, up at like 550. That's more realistic. This hasn't had a huge run, so there definitely looks like there is some juice to it. These are all reporting before the bell. Obviously Coke, but that's not really a mover. One I do want to bring up, and I normally wouldn't, but I'm bringing it up now because I think it's GM. GM, don't necessarily look for a stock. There are a lot of reports coming out recently that on the financial side of these automakers, car buyers are falling behind. Delinquencies are going up on their loans. I would be looking at GM from that angle. Where is GM Financial seeing things? I wouldn't necessarily be looking at what everybody's going to be looking at, which would be tariffs, auto sales, yada, yada, yada. I wouldn't be focused there because that's already known. I think the unknown and where the sweetener in the move, either up or down, is potentially in GM Financial. How are delinquencies? That's what I would be paying attention to, specifically with the automakers, whether it be GM, Ford. That would be a focus. So they will report Tuesday morning before the bell. Texas Instruments reports, again, another semi to the bell on Tuesday. Again, this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news. I don't want to regurgitate the same thing that we talked about last week. So I'm just going to link that video on how to play earnings, the three ways you could look at it there, because I just think regurgitation is just a big giant waste of your time. And I don't want to. We also have EQT reporting as well. So I'll be looking at that. But really, Texas is really the one that you'll have. Now we're going to just move on. Wednesday morning before the bell, there's nothing really here that would really be of interest. The only one that sticks out is Freeport. So you have FCX, Freeport-McMoRan reports before the bell. Copper and gold. I would be listening not so much on the gold side, but I would be listening for the copper side where they're seeing things. It's really not rip roaring. It's very gappy, which does make sense because gold and copper have been more on the gappier side. I would be paying attention to it. Really, you have first after the bell Wednesday, we're just going to start with it. Tesla. Okay. I think it's pretty much a given at this point that the numbers are not going to be good. The sales are not going to be good. I don't even know necessarily what the guidance is going to look like. To be honest with you, it trades in its own world. So last time it had hellacious numbers, hellacious, and the stock ripped. Could it be the same situation now? I don't think so, because at the time that the Q1 earnings came out, the stock was already getting pumped. Here, the stock is really just doing a whole lot of nothing. So it could go either way. The expected move as of today, I don't even think it's worth bringing it up, but the expected move at this point is $18 in either direction. I don't really have a good feel for where this is going to go because, again, when Q1 numbers came out and they were disastrous, the stock ripped. So here, the setup is primarily that the numbers are not going to be good, or at least that's the expectations. So the stock could go anywhere it wants to be honest with you. It's a very, very tough read on earnings. Google. So Google is interesting. So I'm going to put this out there. I've usually put this out every single earnings season. Bears repeating, so do it anyway. Google and Meta are the sympathy plays. So whatever Google says, you could basically assume that Meta is going to say roughly the same thing. Obviously not word for word verbatim, but they should be saying the same exact thing. So if Google has good numbers and the stock starts to move to the upside, Meta will go as a sympathy to the upside. Now, granted, it's not going to go the same trajectory because obviously they didn't report. They usually go hand in hand. So if Google's going up because of good numbers, Meta should be going with it, and vice versa on the downside. If it's going down, the Meta should be going down, should be going with it on the downside. So, are they going to move in the same percentage moves? Absolutely not. But it is a sympathy play because they are in the same business. So you can basically take out of whatever Google says to what Meta's potentially going to say. Okay. The other one's going to be reporting on Wednesday night also is ServiceNow. So Wednesday night is going to be chock full of big tech. ServiceNow, again, it's very hard because you have these moves now where it's Sunday night, and obviously we have another 3 days until these guys report. But the idea is to just start to get some kind of idea of who's reporting and who's important, and et cetera, et cetera. Now, a lot of the expected moves could be subject to change, because again, we're only Sunday nights. So there is another 3 days to go. United, let's see, Thursday we have the airline start. So you have Thursday night, we start with American Airlines. I don't expect much. It's a cheapie, but I don't expect much. That's pretty much on before the bell. Thursday night after the bell, you have Intel reporting. This isn't a stock I think it's glory days behind it. Whatever they're going to do at this point, I think it's a turnaround story. So really worth your time. In mining space, Newmont reports. Again, has not been a too fast type of move, so there could be potential movement here. Outside of that, those are pretty much your movers for the week. On Friday morning, you're going to get Auto Nation on Friday morning. But again, you're not going to really be able to get a lot out of this in terms of just the state of the auto consumer. I think you get that more from GM on Tuesday, just because really you need to focus your attention, I would say primarily on delinquencies in auto. So that is becoming a problem. It's not being telegraphed, but delinquencies are definitely moving up, and they're moving up with a velocity that's starting to make people uncomfortable. So those are your names to watch for this week. Let's just go quickly see where the S&P is. I know might just end off with the S&P. Obviously, it's looking good. Let's be honest, it is looking good. However, earnings season, things become a little bit more micro as opposed to macro based, looking at the S&P, looking at the NDX, looking at the NYSE FANG. Those are all macro. During earnings season, your focus needs to be micro. I said this at the end of last video. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to keep saying it throughout the entire earnings season. And the reason is going to be because of this. Do not, under any circumstances, take stock into binary events. Do not do it under any circumstances. If you heeded that warning by not being long Netflix, you saved yourself 5% down. Now, is Netflix really falling apart? No, it's not. It's had a big run. It's a 5% pullback down to the 50. This is nothing. This is really, really nothing. We just got to reset and just lock and load and off the races. We should keep going. But point B, binary events, which are earnings season, are events where you cannot control risk. You should never, ever, 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 ever take stock into binary events because you could get hurt very badly. If you feel that you have to be in it for whatever reason, and do it through options, and then your risk is premium paid, and that's it. In a stock, if you're caught on the wrong side, it could hurt you extremely bad, and it's just not worth it. Wait till the earnings get out of the way, then you can go with it. For more detail on how to trade earnings season and ways to approach it, I'll link the video on the best practices. And that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.